Today I'm going to be reviewing the cheapest trombone I could find on Amazon. And this isn't even a front pager, folks. I had to do a little bit of searching just to even find this thing. Why did I get a trombone? You may ask, because as you can see, I've got one right here. This is not the cheapest trombone you can find on Amazon. I've had this thing for many, many years. Why isn't this my weapon of choice? Well, I have checked this out to one of my students. Because I checked it out to a student, I don't have a horn that I can play when I'm up at the podium. And I got lucky because my wife, who happens to be our choir director, needed an accompanist for her 2 honor choir students. I learned that I would be that accompanist about 8 hours before the gig. I am not even a fantastic piano player, so my wife allowed me to buy something for myself. So without further ado, tromba. The thing that makes this thing unique is that this is a plastic trombone. I have never played a plastic trombone. I've never played a plastic instrument, period. I'm a percussionist. Trombone is not even my main instrument, but I'm very excited to finally get to try it out. And I'm hoping that this thing turns out to be an absolute steal for the $65 that I spent on it. So, without further ado, I'm gonna open this bad boy up. Plastic instruments are not as fragile as one might think. You think metal and you think like really strong, but the thing is, you dent a metal trombone slide and like that horn is gonna be hard to play. The thing about plastic is that, like, I hear people just basically throw their horns in the back of their cars after gigs because they just can hold up to a little bit more. But the thing about plastic as well is that if you break it, that thing is probably just done. I really doubt you're gonna be able to send this to a repair technician and get this thing repaired. It's just, that's not what these instruments are for. The good news is, it was $65. $65, you can go out and buy yourself a new one for less than the repair of a metal instrument would cost. Let's check this case out. So it's got a little side pocket. Whoa, it doesn't have a side pocket. Ooh, spoilers, I actually just found the instrument. Now, even before I start, this is a soft case. This is not gonna be the most protective thing in the world, but I am gonna just be leaving this at the front of my podium on a stand. I'm never probably gonna use the case. So the case is like just a little extra thing for me. That is right, I did not even get a normal color. First impressions here, this thing is light, okay? That is a light slide, which I'm actually really excited about. I'm really pumped to have a really light trombone. I don't know what this is. It'd be sweet if it came with a stand, but I don't think that's it. You think it came with a stand, folks? That'd be sweet. Did it say stand on there? Stand! It comes with a stand. That's awesome. Look at that. These cheap Amazon horns know how to throw in accessories. Say what you will about all the weird stuff you can get with cheap Amazon instruments, a stand is actually very useful. Let's get to the main attraction. Before the main attraction, this is the rest of that. There's a nice little Velcro section here where you can put part of the stand, I'm assuming. The rest of the stand is in the main pocket. So let's look at it, if I can find the zipper. Let me jump in on my own video here for a second. If you haven't done so yet, go down and hit that subscribe button. I would like to hit 1,000 subscribers so YouTube would stop getting free advertising money off of my videos. If you don't want to subscribe, that's fine. At least hit that like button if you actually like the video. That also helps. And if you really want to help support the channel, jump down into the comments and you'll see the link to my Patreon. We're going to be fundraising to try to get an alto saxophone next, likely the cheapest alto saxophone that Amazon has to offer. We'll check it out, I'll play it, I'll test it out, I'll do all of the fun things that I've done with my other, well, 2 videos now. But if I keep buying these instruments myself, my wife is probably going to be very angry with me, and that would not be great. There we go. As you can see, I got the Tromba Pro because I am a professional player. It's kind of funny because I'm pretty sure the Tromba Pro was their cheapest model that they had on Amazon. Well, no, I'm positive because I looked for the cheapest instrument and this is that. Looking at the rest of the case here, I've got my rest of my stand in this little pocket here. They all kind of just threw it in there. That's kind of funny. Like, that's not, you know, the nicest, prettiest thing, but again, if you set it up, I don't think people are gonna be like tearing the stand down and throwing it back in the case to like take places. You're just gonna set it and forget it. So if you got a place in your house you can set a trombone stand down, just, yeah, you're gonna be good to go. Let's see if we can set it up quick. Instructions would be something a smart person would do. Hey, we got the instructions. All right, I have officially emptied out the case. So we are going to throw it back to the side. This guy's gonna go into here. Push that down, hopefully get it a little bit nicer down, and then voila, you have a trombone stand. So we can put this thing together. Again, I am not a professional trombone player. I don't pretend to be a professional trombone player. I am a band director. I play percussion. I made that trumpet video before, and I was humbled at all of the comments you guys left saying that I did something wrong, and I did. So I apologize. I set the trumpet down the wrong way. I did not push the valves down when I moved the slides that they were accompanied to. There is some things that I also learned from that video. So I hope that you can learn something from this video. Feel free to tell me all of the things that I do wrong, and I will not do them anymore. Let's open this bad boy up. We've got this nice card. It says Trumba, limited warranty. Blah, 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 blah. Basically, yeah, it's got a warranty. Here's the card. Really all I think you need to know about that is that you got 30 days for Amazon no matter what, right? So if the instrument destroys itself or it just comes and it's just garbage, just send it back. Amazon returns. That's one of the nice things about Amazon cheapo instruments is that you can just send it right back. Now I've got, these are not gloves, sorry, burst your bubble. A little cleaning rag, polish her up, polish off the plastic, and unlock it, lock it just like a regular trombone. Pull her out all the way here. You can see at the end of it, it actually has some metal bits. You may not have known that. I did not know that until I purchased this and tried to do a little bit of research after purchasing it. So I didn't look like a total buffoon on this video. So there we go. The lock works good. That's good. There is a kind of scratchy sound. If I did my research correctly, you don't necessarily have to oil these, which is kind of a cool thing. The thing about it is, when you get it, it is not going to be perfectly smooth as far as like the action goes, right? Like you think about how a trombone should go, you oil it up and then it's just nice and slick. That's not the case with the plastic trombone because this part here needs to actually wear down the inside part of this a little bit to make it completely smooth. End of the day, this over time is going to get more and more smooth, okay? That's what they say on the website. That's not just something like I'm pulling out from like people's experiences. That is like just part of the way the horn is built and works. I'm just assuming that the tolerances are so tight that after playing with it for a long time, it's gonna wear down the inside and get to like the perfect fit, which is kind of a cool effect. But that also means that you're gonna be dealing with a little bit of scratch. That is a slide. I'm looking at this section here. Let's see how the tuning slide comes out. I didn't even touch the tuning slide on the trumpet because I just totally forgot. So that was whoops. So let's at least pull this guy out. Should come all the way. Hey. Hi. It looks pretty good. I mean, I don't really even know what I'm looking for. It's a plastic trombone. The parts all seem to be put together really well. Now, I could probably oil this. Can throw some kinds of oil. You can throw some like slide grease on the tuning slides, even them out. I really don't think it's that picky. The thing about this is you can actually just oil it with water. You can just spray a little bit of water on there and it's gonna loosen right up. And I will do that. I'm back. I watered it. I just grabbed like a little bit of water and I like painted it with my fingers. I'm not like dipping it in the water or anything. I just put a little bit on there. That's what your water key system looks like. All right, there. Let's put it together. So it goes in nice. This, let's see if it screws in. So far, no. Now they did say that when you get this thing, there's gonna be a couple millimeters There's gonna be a little bit of space in between here and here, and that is correct. It is supposed to be that way. So I'm not gonna push it too hard, and I'm also not gonna screw it in too hard. I'm just gonna screw it in enough. Now let's lock it before I do any jiggling here. Now we're cooking. Got no mouthpiece. Oh man, that mouthpiece is light, dude. I know it's plastic, but holy cow. I am probably not going to sound fantastic, but I'm also not going to sound fantastic on that trombone because I'm just not fantastic at the trombone. I will let you know how I feel playing into them. This is probably going to feel quite different than the metal trombone, but I'm excited to hear the difference and to feel the difference. I can already feel this thing's pretty light, which I like. I should talk about these first two. Basically, I've just got some cleaning stuff in here. This is gonna be like a little mouthpiece cleaner. You can use it for other parts as well. And then you've got a snake cleaner. You can throw that into the plastic long bits. And then you get rid of the bag. Okay, now what I wanna do is I wanna give you guys a blind audio test between this metal trombone I have back here and this trombone that I have right here. I'll warn you a little bit. This trombone is old. This is a blessing trombone, and it is what a student would probably be looking at if they were looking in the used market. This gives you an idea of what you can get used for like 150, maybe 200 bucks. Sounds like that. The reason why it sounds like that is because while it checked out to a student, it was injured, I'll say nicely, very, very dented, and to get fixed, they had to do some things that made it very, very not fitting at the end. So the ending part over here is just not good. It makes getting to 7th a real chore, but the good news is I barely ever play at 7th. B naturals are overrated, man. Let's quit T's in here. Something you see a lot of people do when they're testing out cheap instruments is they put their own mouthpiece on it, which I find hilarious because, first of all, a student's not going to do that. A student is going to buy this instrument, they're going to throw the mouthpiece on that came with it, and that is probably what they're going to use for a long time. Their band director might tell them to get something different, but that is going to be the case. I find it funny that like you buy this $140 saxophone to use for this review, and then you throw on your like $200 mouthpiece and then go, well, this plays really good. And it's like, well, yeah, dude, you're not using the cheap like $10 mouthpiece that they threw in the case, and like the student is going to actually be using if they buy it. So I think it's probably better to use the mouthpiece that they came with it. I should tell you which is which. This is the 12C. This is the 48. That sounded the exact same to me. Wow, this is so much heavier. It's almost funny. That's all three. Playing the metal mouthpiece, first thing that I know is that this one feels colder. Man alive, this is cold on your lips. In comparison, I'm in a basement right now, which is a little chilly anyways. It's kind of weird getting used to a plastic trombone. Like this thing's almost warm, this mouthpiece. Here is the trombone. This is my first notes I've ever played on a plastic instrument. Oh, I'm excited. Yeah, it's definitely got that squeaky sound. Now, first thoughts on this thing. Wow, man. This thing catches, like it catches the pitches better than this. I mean, it does. I don't know what to tell you. I'm having an easier time hitting the notes. And it just locks into pitch a little bit easier. Again, I'm not a professional. Like, I play a note and it's gonna be like I'm swimming around trying to search for the right partial because I'm not a trombone player. I'm not even a brass player. I just fake it really well. This is the first time I feel like I've played a trombone where the pitch has been like, it's tight in that partial and it makes it like easier to catch. Now, I've not played professional trombones either. I'm sure of like $1,000, $2,000 trombone is gonna do the same thing, probably better. But my blessing back here, it doesn't. Let's switch mouthpieces. This is gonna be the 12C. Ah, come on, get that pedal tone. Kinda got it. All right, let me get the metal trombone out, and we'll see how that feels in comparison. So again, this is my blessing trombone. It's gotta be a student model. My parents picked this up like real cheap for me years ago. They're like garage sale fiends, I don't know. If anyone wants to snoop or be like a sleuth for me, the serial number is 483254. So if you wanna look up and see what level this thing actually is and let me know, that'd be sweet. This thing has seen many years of, abuse, essentially. Some of them by students, some of them probably by me, mostly by students. Blow a little bit of warm air through there. Get it warmed up because it's cold, because it's metal. Oh man, just playing like one note, this thing, the sound is, it's got a fuller sound. Like, I don't know, there's no other like sugarcoating it. So that is a full sound compared to plastic trombone. That's gonna probably end up being the biggest reason why I wouldn't recommend this to a student. The sound is just not the same. This instrument does not have the same tone quality. It's a different material. Let's try the different mouthpiece and we'll see if that changes anything. So here's the plastic. Just sounds a little bit muffled. And here's the metal one. Let's unlock it. I don't notice a ton of difference between the two. Feel free to correct me in the comments if you think that this sounds a lot different. Metal. Plastic. I mean, it maybe sounds a little different. It feels different for sure. The metal on my mouth just feels different. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's a little bit more open with the metal mouthpiece. I don't think there's any cons to using a metal mouthpiece unless it's like you're playing out in the snow, there's not gonna be a huge reason not to play with the metal mouthpiece, except for the weight, I guess. Like, not that it really makes that big of a difference, holding a little bit more weight, but like, man, it's heavy. That's really light. I could barely even feel that I'm holding this thing. That's heavy. Yeah, man. This thing is like air compares to this. If you are like a really, really tiny child trying to play an instrument, this one's gonna be a lot easier to carry. But like if you're, gonna have to hold a trombone for a long time, lighter's not bad. Like there's no reason not to have a lighter horn. Give me a carbon fiber trombone, man, that'd be sweet. Maybe they do that, I don't know. It's not gonna be Amazon's cheapest instrument though, that's for sure. Whoa. Oh no. What in the world? Why did that break off? Or did it not break? Do I need to glue this thing together? What in the world? There's no instructions. Nothing. I don't know. That part just popped right off. That's like a clean cut there, man. So I don't know. I should tune the instruments, huh? Let's tune it. Didn't do that. It's 11:47 right now. That's late. I should go to bed. I should also play soft, because otherwise I'm gonna wake up my kids Father of the Year. Tunable. I love this app. It's great. Yes, sir. There's such a big weight difference. Something else that's kind of worth noting. This part here is rather tiny in comparison to this part, and it's where you put your hands. This piece here is like really fat. I can set my fingers up the same way. Putting my pinky on the bottom like I usually would feels a little bit uncomfortable here because this is also really fat, this piece. So I'm like stretching my fingers out to do that. I mean, it's not too bad. I can give you another little lesson here, how to hold your trombone. My thumb's gonna wrap around the back here. My pointer finger goes across to the mouthpiece. If your hand's tiny, that's gonna be kind of hard to do, so you can put it across this rod if your finger doesn't quite reach that far. If you're a young child, that might be an issue for you. You can have your pinky on the inside here, or you can have your pinky on the outside. I put my pinky on the outside because I have kind of fat fingers, and if I slide it over a little bit too far, I have actually chomped my finger in between this part here, and let me tell you, that is a mistake you do not want to make. It is so painful. The right hand, I like to do like 3 fingers. Put it right here. That gives you a little bit more reach if you need it. So I can go all the way out to 7th with my 3 fingers. You need a little bit more of this. All right. And what is a test between 2 instruments without a little bit of actual music playing? So let me grab some music here that I can read. Playing when mom isn't home, that low F, man, it sounds so much more alive on the brass than it does on the plastic. Something worth noting. Should have practiced. Close enough. Not a trombone player. So what are my final thoughts here? First of all, this thing's light, and that is awesome. Second of all, having a plastic instrument is, God, it's cool, man. 65 bucks, okay? Again, like that trumpet that I got from Amazon, like this thing is doable. Would I get this if I could, afford a metal trombone for my kid? Probably not. No, the tone quality is a lot different. It's a little thinner, maybe. If I had to put like a word to it, it doesn't feel very different. If anything, I kind of like the feel of it. For my needs, man, this thing's gonna be perfect. I'm gonna throw this thing on a stand at the front of my podium, and when I wanna throw like a trombone lick down to show my kids what's up, this thing is going to be a fantastic addition. Would I just use my metal trombone that I've had for many, many years? I absolutely would use it, but I can't because a student has checked it out. It shouldn't be necessary for a parent to choose whether or not their 5th grader should be able to try out an instrument by whether or not they can afford $1,000 instrument. That's just, it's expensive, man. I don't know if I want to throw down $1,000 for my own kids when they become 5th graders. It's just a lot of money to put in the hands of a 5th grader. This thing is not a lot of money. Again, it's one of those things where like if you know your kid is gonna end up playing in band for like many, many, many years, yeah, like throw down some money for that metal trombone. Like even looking used online is gonna be a good option for you. Hit Facebook Marketplace. I love Facebook Marketplace. We find a lot of instruments there. We find a lot of instruments at garage sales. That's why I have so many instruments to pass out to kids. Honestly, if one of my students came in with this instrument, I'd be like freaking out, like, oh, a plastic trombone? That's flipping awesome, man. Good for you. Like, sweet. End of the day, would I recommend this instrument for you to get? Yeah. I wouldn't recommend it for, you know, like a professional. I wouldn't recommend it for like a college student going to get their performance degree in trombone playing. But I would recommend it for somebody who wants to have some fun, somebody who wants to be in band, and somebody who maybe just can't afford to have another instrument. This is a trombone. The cheaper ranges of instruments can actually be pretty good instruments. You can get some stinkers. Maybe I'll find one someday if I keep doing these reviews. But like this one right here, for 65 bucks, absolutely. There's other models of plastic instruments if you want to spend a little bit more money. For my money, if you gave me the option to buy this one for 65 bucks, I don't really feel like I'd need to spend any more to get a different one, honestly, because this one does the job that a plastic trombone should do. This is gonna be a really long edit, folks. I've been doing this for 1 hour and 23 minutes. Fine. How's everyone doing? Doing pretty good. Go down and leave a comment, you know? See how your day's going. I'm a good musician. Top part like came off right here. It's such a clean cut that it almost seems like it's supposed to do that, but I don't think it is, because if I put on the horn, it kinda wobbles and tilts without it, see? Now, if I take it off and I put this on it, it's a lot more stable. What the heck? I was so excited about the stand. I'm frugal. I'm drinking like Diet Sam's right now because Diet Coke is expensive. So this stand is reasonably priced. At least it wasn't when I got it on Amazon. I don't even know when it was. It was a long time ago. But this one works great. You can loosen and tighten the stand and widen the legs up, and you throw your trombone on there. And this thing is like stable. Maybe I'll try gluing that back on. I don't know. Yeah, man, I'm done. I'm shot. I need to go to bed. I need to go to bed.